Hey, Internet. Sterny here. With me is Jakale,
Hello.
Arcanum,
Greeting.
and Anna.
Hi.
And we are currently playing more Bloodborne. Now, we've currently woken from the Hunter's Dream, and our starting weapon, as you can see, is the Threaded Cane, which gives us warp powers. And currently we're deciding whether or not to tackle the Cleric Beast or Father Gascoigne. Now, Anok, what do you think? Do you think we can take on the Cleric Beast or Gascoigne?
Cleric Beast.
Cleric Beast, yeah. I mean, he is kind of similar to Manos Hand of Fate from Dark Souls 1, so I guess that's
You gotta go with the glass one.
Gascoigne, not Glass. Nice try, though. Anyways,
I like glass
in
better.
reality, we're playing Primal, and we've acquired our new form. This is our third one, the Wraith form. There's some interesting stuff pertaining to it. I believe you just saw the initial combat. She's got
whip
a
and
whip
dagger.
in one hand, and yeah, sort of a fencing dagger, or something to that. Let's say like a disarming dagger, perhaps.
Okay,
Decent
so at
bit
the
of...
end of our previous recording, we had a cutscene where she was literally zipping all over the place, like Speedy
Yes.
Gonzales. Can we
Aye, aye,
do
aye.
that on a win?
Kind of.
Do we get to see it?
Scream.
Yes.
Could you give me some help
Like
here?
right now, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna happen right now.
That was this part. You notice how the gate immediately falls?
Yes.
Well,
Don't just stand
the
there.
Wraith
This
form
thing
has a
weighs
special
ton.
ability called Being Neo, where we access
was
bullet
time,
time at the cost of demon energy. You see how that ticks down? Scree, on the other
Wait, how
hand,
did-
completely unfazed.
Why did Rocky end up having it as well?
Oh no, he's because rubber banding. Now, okay, let me walk you through Wraith form. In combat, the Wraith is not really as strong, I want to say, as the Fair Eye, because the Fair Eye hits the gym. The Wraith form does, however, get a dodge move, as you saw me zipping around. In combat, that dodge move does not cost energy whatsoever. Now, outside, let's say you finish combat, now you've got some fun things. The Wraith form's run speed is the equivalent to human gen, pretty much. The Fair Eye being a faster runner. The Fair Eye could do that high jump, the Wraith form can do that time slowing thing. And the final issue that I'm not too fond of for the Wraith form is that, let's say the Wraith gets damaged, you require a higher ratio of demon to scree energy. So let's say the Fair Eye form was like a 1-to-1 ratio. The Wraith is probably, let's say, maybe like a 1 to 1.5 or something like that. So try not to get hit, okay? Now,
That's why they give you the
currently-
dodge.
That's why they give you dodge, and a block, and a counter move. So
And a
I guess
long-range
get
whip.
good, son. And a long-range whip, yeah. There's going to be some combat later on. I will be using the whip.
As just a side thing, it's really goofy to watch Scree kind of slowly wade into water
Yes.
and then be submerged and run normally.
Pretty much. It's hilarious.
He's trying to break that surface tension barrier before he can properly have his movement.
Personally, I like to think that he's really bothered by the cold. Now, you'll see here that little hole that Scree cannot actually climb over because the bars are too tall.
Just
What we
swim
have
through.
to do
Oh,
is
hey,
just
look at
swim
that.
through it, yeah. Yeah, look at that. You just
I
swim
thought we
through
were
and
never
then
going
go
to use
through
this
this
form
hole.
again.
Yeah. You thought that we would never have to use the water form outside of the water world, or you were wrong, sir. You just have to look at that blood stain on the water-filled ground. Huh.
Color be
But-
impressed.
We didn't have a boat in the water world. We only had
Yep.
the water world.
One moment. This right here, that little light shaft, I really, really thought that was cool for a sort of visual cue as to where to go. There's no actual light source inside this room, but that's the only one with that gateway. And that whole underwater section was rather disorienting, at least for me. So I thought that was a really nice touch for how they could do that like light shaft as a cue to the player, hey, I need you to come into here. This section, on the other hand, not too big a fan. Because you had to intuit that you had to crawl through there. Oh well.
Well, if they have light sources coming from everywhere, that just makes it too easy, I would think.
It would make it akin to, say, like a Call of Duty game, I guess. Something that seriously signposts. Hi, Scree.
Hello.
Now, we just flippo back over, because Scree is pretty much in that pool right below us. Boosh. Get some more energy because Wraith form, we're gonna need it. Now, I distinctly remember in my older playthroughs of this game that I really got fed up with the whole energy trap, or that ratio for different forms, and I felt that that was kind of unfair and a little bullshit. So what inexorably I wound up doing in those runs was running as a Wraith form, a Farai form, even in, say, here, Aetha, or in the final world. Spoilers, you get a new form there, 4 worlds, 4 forms, so.
I
The
think
lever
we need
puzzle.
A spirit somewhere.
No, we don't. Now, there's a lot of lever moving, so I sped this up a little bit. This is 4 times speed. If you do everything correctly, it'll take you about 3 minutes to get through everything.
Fun times.
Fun times indeed. Now, each lever position is sort of like a left to right is up or down, and forward and back is to move it along the track. All you're really doing is moving.
Oh, this is a
Jen.
crane game puzzle.
This is a hilarious crane game puzzle. And the thing is, for the puzzle, you have to keep in mind that one of the levers is broken. So you just have to jump straight over it and move up, and you're good. Drop her down. Try and do that one, but you realize, oh, they had some weird bracket thing that prevents movement. And then you're pretty much done. Move that one over. Boop. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Down.
Yeah.
Fun puzzle, don't you think? Alright, so 1 lodestone and energy stone later, we walk in through our interesting sewer of green and pick up another energy stone. Well, 2. Actually, there's another one there. Still unable to... Yep. Did I just get that one quicker? I'm mistaken. But, seeing as how we're going to be doing more dungeons, let's prepare for an actual fight, I would say. Now, coming up ahead is going to be a red door, right there. That is, of course, going to be locked, because this isn't a Zelda game. The dungeons are fairly linear. Of course. So, instead, we will be taking the long way around. Inside here, I should probably mention, there's supposed to be a fight for 3 underlings. They should have popped out about now. This is me being very confused as to where on earth they are.
Where could they possibly
I'm actively looking for a fight.
Could you have just skipped
And,
them?
I mean, we did not skip them.
No.
I'm trying to figure out where they are, and it turns out
Yeah, up there.
they're up there.
I guess they're not coming down.
They are not coming down. Not one bit.
I don't suppose you can just shoot them somehow.
We have no
Easy
guns.
ranged weapon.
Can Scree climb up there and just go kind of boo?
Nope. I mean,
Scree.
for
you
each
give
one
me
of
some
these,
help
I
here?
give 2 runs. I try and do one run to get an idea of what's going on, and then the other one for the actual final thing. And this stuff comes out fine the first time. Believe me, it does. And then I come back, it's like everything is fucked. Slow motion barrels, by the way. Fuck barrels in slow motion. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to show off all of the bugs because it's a shit game. I like it. It's just, I unfortunately wind up with shit bugs. And I don't know how. All in like
They put on their performance when they know you're watching.
Yeah, that must be it. Despite the fact that all the other parameters are the same. It's silly. Just flabbergasting, really.
Can you only do that slow motion thing out of combat?
Yes. You can only do the slow motion. The same button command that does slow motion is your dodge.
Last place we want to find
So it's not like what would have been kind of cool as, say, you activate like time stop, run around, stab a guy in the kidneys a bunch of times, and then time resumes. Okay, put it this way, you are not Dio using the world! No.
I don't know.
As
Sounds
much
like
as
a
I
place to
wish.
be. Let's check it out.
So let's see what's going on inside here.
Ew, nasty.
Happy people.
But it's weird. There's nobody here.
Oh, listen to her. You lose your head and you're nobody all of a sudden.
You are nobody, you skewered head fop.
Better a fop than be born in a sewer.
Ah, we're all equal now, though, aren't we, your ladyship?
You reek, Assi. You reek.
How are they moving their heads?
My arms up.
Magic.
Magic.
Quiet, everyone, quiet.
How are they speaking?
Why?
They're French.
Are you here?
Maybe they're all vampires, and clearly this wasn't enough.
Guards! Guards, intruders! We have intruders!
I like the one guy who just wakes
Wait,
up
no,
from
no,
his
that
nap.
doesn't. I just
No,
clicked.
And then
they
calls
end
in the
up like
guards.
us, you idiot.
Okay, remember Captain Valera
Yes.
from the previous fight, or whatever? Mm-hmm. You notice how the hairstyle that she had that was very
It's very similar.
ostentatious? Yes.
Sword heads seem very in this year.
Yes.
At
Spikes
least for
and all that.
guards.
Well, the queen had them too.
Now, what you see is I'm basically backing up outside of their range and trying to whip. This is called the safe procedure. It doesn't always work because they do a jump move. Now, 3 bodies later, stab, stab, stab. I like how their
I think
little
it's dead.
appendages go. Some of them are dead, but instead we've got this person to deal with because for some reason they just pull out a 4th. And they really wreck my day.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I was like, oh yeah, I take on 3 guys just fine, and then the 4th is problematic.
Well, the 4th one used that speed against
That
you.
was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You killed him.
He was one of the worst.
Used to love the rack, didn't he?
Oh, yes. With him, it was always rack, rackety rack.
That is a guy who is not into butts.
There's thanks.
Why can't that one see?
He cut her tongue out.
Ah.
Vicious bastard. You'd better hurry.
Nope.
Get away while you can.
So they don't like you, but they appreciate you killing their torturers.
Hey, guys.
Oh, certainly.
Listen, do any of you know anything about the blood sacrifices? Where that happens?
Nobody say a word. These are traitors.
Will you be quiet, fop?
They've cut your head off, Monsignor, remember? We're not on the Count side anymore.
None of us will have sacrifices. They're kept elsewhere.
I do know Count Raum has a machine somewhere in the chateau.
I love how their
Turns a lot of
faces
blood
are
into a sort of
symmetrical.
elixir. It told me it could
Like, you
never
notice
be
the horrible
defeated
scars and whatnot on her
unless that
face?
machine were
Mm-hmm.
destroyed.
Symmetrical.
And
Just
then it chops
fully
your head
enjoyable,
off.
I must say.
It was the Countess.
Well, it is much easier to design people when you don't have to design half of them.
Yes, indeed.
What's the difference between
Uh,
our
fun
old
limitations of,
aristocrats and a
consoles there. I mean, I find it fascinating that we're still dealing with
we better
device
be going
limitations
now. Come
even
on,
now, where we have people who's like, oh yeah, we have really, really graphically interesting stuff and it looks great, but it plays like shit because it's 30 FPS instead of 60.
Well, get you guys later.
Oh, but it's more cinematic.
Yeah, catch you heads later. Instead, we're going to loot all of the room, check
Destroy
out more
all of their
barrels,
barrels.
fuck the barrels, and we find a chest with tarot card. With the Wraith aspect. Nice teeth.
Ace of Swords.
Ace of Swords. Not surprising for
Do we have anything to say on the
French
Ace of Swords?
The Ace of Swords' fancy name is the Reaver. This card indicates decisive ability in cutting through confusion, taking a radical decision or standpoint, and the ability to see through deception and expose it. In general, it calls on us to not be afraid to make a leap if it's in our best interest.
Did you just describe Sherlock Holmes? Or some other sort of novel-esque detective?
Maybe.
You just stole a key
Also,
right there.
Yeah, fun fact, that fourth guard that shows up also shows up with the key to leave the room. I was just really
That's
bad
why
at
they
looting
get a
it.
fancy entrance.
That would explain why they showed up alone.
They
Yes.
murdered my family. We share an enemy, stranger.
That is his entire motivation for now
French
being your
resistance
combat
member.
buddy.
Alright, well.
Alright, now kill this person.
Okay, I want to just state this right out the front. He's a little bit like Waluigi, but I like him more for two reasons. One,
He seems to attack better.
he attacks so much better. He is a cold-blooded killer of malice. Two, I have dubbed him Jean Valjean, the Duke of Wigglebottom. Because he has this kind of move when he walks, he shows his booty in all the right
Because
ways.
he has no pants.
No, he has pants, like the Hulk has pants. But that booty has got some bounce to it. It's the best. And he also does
So if
that.
you had
I
a zoom-in
just love
feature,
how
we
it
would
just
be seeing a lot of it, I take.
threw him
It was working
so
well.
far.
Can you hit both people with the whip if you're aiming at the one behind them?
I don't think so. I don't think I really paid much attention to that. I do know that there's a open area issue, like the big circular attack thing that still does exist on this. It doesn't have so much a large radius, but it does have a radius. Or, yeah, radius? I think so. Now, we found another bug in this particular fight. I don't know if you guys have picked up on it just yet.
Are they not letting you do the fatal attack?
One of them, in particular, keeps hitting fatal attack mode and then clearing it out in like a second. So I had to get this guy into like kill mode, I think, what, 3-4 times? Just to be able to actually kill her. And I think it shows up again. I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, it's certainly not this time. See that? And then straight back up. That was just the worst.
Stir,
Honestly, I think that's the most problematic bug that I've encountered. Certainly. Look at that booty. You saw the wiggle bottoms, I take it, yes?
Not really, I wasn't looking.
Yeah. Well, fine. How about now? Take up all these souls. There's our another
because he's
rift
sachets.
gate that we probably will not bother using in the dungeons.
More barrels.
Okay, I saw a little bit there.
Alright, now, what we have now is the guard version, and if you're really, really patient, you can do the long-ranged whip to just get them very far down. It'll probably take a couple of minutes, but What fun is that? We have a new buddy, let's let him tank, you know? Of course, I could tank with my face if that's an option too. Keeping in mind that the swinging mace evidently hits from behind. So many fun issues with this particular enemy. But he goes down pretty well, so I can appreciate that. Seriously, that wiggle butt, it's fantastic. I love it so much.
He's getting tired for me.
Look at it.
I'll crash it.
Don't just stand there.
You're
This
saying you
thing
don't
weighs
like
a
that wiggle
ton.
butt? I personally think it's great.
Corridors. We're running
Corridors
down a
indeed.
lot of corridors.
There are so many corridors in this dungeon. It's rather hilarious, really. Yeah, I was actually kind of wondering that because Rom evidently has his whole issue where he really likes torturing people and really likes using their blood for wacky stuff. And I find it interesting under normal... Actually, that's good to think about. In normal operations, he still has this dungeon before he went even more evil than he was.
Well, this is supposed to be one of Abaddon's places.
Abaddon's realm. Yeah, the Chaos realm.
And Scree said the normal state of things was the nobles being dicks and the peasants just kind of being unfortunate peasants, but still living.
Poor unfortunate souls, even?
Yes.
Certainly.
Their life was supposed to suck, but not so much that they weren't walking around in the streets.
Fair. I just kind of am vaguely interested to know how much of a regime of terror did he have before he decided, let's go full-blown evil. Now, once again, we pick up another pair of keys from the guards, get a lodestone, and we have another lodestone in a adjoining chamber to the other side, just over there. And this guy. That's a pretty shit way to be hooked up, I would think.
Yeah, kinda.
Little bit.
Little bit? Yeah. There's another version, I believe, where it's just some guy who's just strapped up to a wall, T-shaped. He's got it going pretty bad, too. Now, either way, I do find these particular enemies kind of fun. It's sort of like a pseudo-duel where they put their sword up, we put our guard up, and we get the little parrying dagger. It's kind of fun. It feels like an actual duel, which was comparatively rare in previous worlds.
And then your buddy comes back and gets him from behind.
And then your
An
buddy
actual
comes over
duel.
And does a really
and then
nice
we find out with the
flip in
whole
air
debate of,
thing.
oh, it's Dark Souls with the co-op and summoning people. That's not the real difficulty kind of thing. Yeah. You can certainly try to validate that. Ay.
Nowhere close.
Nowhere close indeed. Yes, give me your souls. Now, what I do find actually rather nice in comparison, at least right here, is I'm not doing entirely too bad on health. I still have to wheel Scree around, and that's a little bit annoying. But health-wise, I haven't really taken too much of a hit on these more recent fights. It's almost as if I'm actually getting a groove.
I'm assuming that's going to change.
I'm assuming that's going to change. I mean, for all I know, I'm just going to be bad and again later. Grah.
The way she pushes open doors is kind of weird. She keeps her feet planted and just kind of bends over when they open.
Yeah, that's very bad pushing maneuvers. Gonna have a pretty bad back later on in the years.
No kidding.
Also, none of the doors seem that heavy.
Oh, to warrant having to push that hard?
Yes.
Quite possibly. Maybe they're
Earlier
just like
it made more sense because they were like giant and stone.
giant stone, sort of like that guy right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one would require a bit of oomph to it, I would say. Yeah.
Alright, I'll give you that one.
Well, it looks like they're made of metal. Although once you get them started, they seem to open themselves.
That's what we call hydraulics.
Maybe that's what keeps them closed.
Oh my god, I want to see Count Rom in a lowrider now. I want to see Scree completely incredulous. It's like, the air area is so bad now. The king has a lowrider. And the Duchess has a mesh tank top. Oh, that'd be amazing.
No.
Alright, but she's too sexy for this shirt.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, with that weird-ass corset going on. Now, the other thing that's kind of bugged me was I've forgotten the buttons.
Oh, stone controlling. Here
For summon, for possessing statues. So I just turned into a statue myself, funnily enough. Yeah?
I wonder what exactly, like, process a soul being needs to go through. Okay, I need to rock back and forth. Somehow.
That actually is a good question. How did he manage to do that in the first tip? Solid stationary object, it doesn't look like it's really going anywhere. And then what do you got? Oh, just bad stuff.
So wait, since he took control of the entire thing from the top of the head to the bottom all the way on the floor, why didn't he take control of the part of it where it had legs and just walk off? And use the sword to open the door, considering he has taken control of statues, just their bodies, before, and not the pedestal they stand on as well.
I'm gonna say that, to be fair, the statue that he used to actually do fighting with had real legs. Real legitimate legs. Whereas this particular body doesn't have legs, just a robe. And if you're making a robe out of just a statue, masonry and whatnot, you're not going to put legs under the robe. You're just going to make it a solid
But it
pillar.
had arms.
Alright, arms.
It had arms, but didn't they just use the arms and the sword to push away from the wall behind it?
Arms and the thing that was still part of a robe? I mean, the fact of the matter is they didn't decide to go that route and they just wanted to make it fall. I mean, it's more of an interesting question of trying to play the gravity game of moving your soul essence with supposed weight back and forth to counterbalance the statue itself. That's kind of a fun trick. I mean, really, I'm more interested in just a game that's dedicated to Scree effectively just playing Ghost Trick. That would be kind of fun.
I can get into that.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine, like, there's, jeez, what was her name? Aurella. It's like, Scree, loyal Scree, I need you to go throughout this entire thing and solve all of the problems of the world, including assassinating effectively all members of royalty at this point, by means of possessing a banner.
Or I just want them to go in their house and just dick around with it. They're stolen steel.
Oh, that would be... You're not actually going through that shield, are you?
No, he's actually damaging it. You can see.
There's, jeez, I forget what the term is. Chip damage, I want to say? It's, a fighting term, like nickel and diming them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chip damage, you're right.
Yeah, chip damage. See, what I'm actually doing is, slowly but surely, pulling him over to my side so I only have to deal it one at a time.
That door.
And welcome to the Master Strategist Pincer Attack.
But it's more along the lines of the other guys attacking them from the back.
Pretty much.
While they just pay attention to you.
Yes.
I seriously love that air roll.
It's amazing. I love Jean-Val Gigglebutt. He is my best. I love him so much more than Waluigi. I mean, he gets the job
They are not moving
done.
from that door.
If I wanted to, if I had the other guy in here, what he would be doing is like, yeah, you can take on that big shielded guy, don't mind me. The guy who in a cutscene said, I'm going to be completely and totally amazing and sacrifice myself before anybody else because I'm tired of seeing people... Wow, he was actually kind of selfish in that regard, huh? I mean, he didn't have a concrete solution anyways. He was pretty much like, I'll just be the next body on the pile. That was his grand solution. Wow.
Actually,
Wow, that guy's just bad.
Since he was, at that point, the only one who was walking around and everyone else was hidden, doesn't that mean he was pretty much abandoning everyone to not know when to leave?
Pretty much. He was their primary caretaker.
Way
in all fashions. And
try it together.
yeah, he basically said, yeah, all you people cowering down there, what I'm going to do is sacrifice myself. So you guys...
You are on your own from here.
This guy just fucks off.
Toodles!
That is...
It's like, congratulations, you got me to the exit. Fuck you.
And this door, 2 people to open 2 separate hinged doors. I don't understand.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. It confused me too, but yeah, okay. Alright, we're probably going to have to pick up on Waluigi next time, but...
Jen, how many more
seriously,
times?
the
Take
people in that
care.
tunnel or
You
whatnot,
know
they
what
just starved to
were
death.
captured.
You're just
That's
losing your
basically
nerve,
it.
boy. Get a grip.
This cutscene makes no sense. I have so many issues with it.
Having a
Who
nice
didn't see this
look
coming?
around
I'm
the
totes
shack.
gonna have to bring this one up next time.
I didn't see
Get
it coming
these
like
bitches
5 seconds
off
after
me.
he said, be careful, you might get caught.
Oh,
And that she was human.
a low pain threshold, how refreshing. Now, perhaps I can show you the more private parts of my heart.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. This is not for that age range.
The private parts are his penis.
Oh, Jen.
Even Scree said that was bad.
Alright, Scree, you've got a solid snake
I got a
list.
Scree only run.
Good. Aw, yeah. Scree's the man. And the combat hero.